You've been lied to from the very beginning. Before you could walk, before you could fight, before you knew what power was, you were spoon-fed a story about love, how it's supposed to be your purpose, your reward, your rescue, your crown. They sang it in lullabies, whispered it in bedtime stories, projected it in every movie, every song, every pathetic advertisement. The message was always the same. Hold out for love. Make yourself worthy of love. Love will make you whole. Love is what you're missing. So you built yourself for love. You taught yourself to wait, to hope, to hustle, to perform. You learned to chase the approval of women, to measure your worth by their attention, to judge your strength by your ability to please. You spent your life at the altar of romance, waiting for your turn to be chosen, worshipping the ideal of the perfect woman, believing that your suffering would finally be redeemed when someone loved you back. But you know what's worse than a lie? A half-truth. That's what you inherited, a poisoned fairy tale, carefully designed to keep you docile, obedient, yearning, always on your knees. Arthur Schopenhauer saw it for what it was. The greatest con ever played on men, the prettiest trap ever set for the masculine soul. And you, yes you, are living inside that prison right now, whether you admit it or not. You were taught that love is sacred, that love is the highest virtue, that every great man is made by the woman who believes in him, that suffering is noble if it's for love. But look at your life. Count the scars that were left not by enemies, but by the women you worshipped. Tally up the moments you begged, the moments you doubted yourself, the nights you waited for a text that never came, the years you spent pretending to be good enough for someone else's fantasy. What did it earn you? Did love rescue you? Did love build your empire? Did love make you stronger, sharper, more dangerous? Or did love break you, soften you, turn you into something safe, predictable, and small? Schopenhauer, that dark prophet, never lied to himself. He looked straight at the beast. He watched men sacrifice their dreams, their freedom, their dignity on the altar of romance, and called it by its true name, delusion. He saw that love, especially the romantic kind, is a trick played by nature, a trick to keep you chasing a phantom while your will, your time, your purpose are bled dry for someone else's benefit. He saw that every song of devotion is really a howl of weakness. Every vow of eternal fidelity is a desperate bargain with loneliness. Every epic of romance is, at its core, a tragedy of self-betrayal. And still, you cling to hope. You want to be the exception. You want to be the hero who finally gets the girl. You want to be the man who is so worthy, so pure, so strong, that love will bow before you and beg to serve you. You think if you just work harder, become better, bleed longer, your pain will be turned into a happy ending. But you are not in a storybook. You are living in a world designed to feed on your hope, to weaponize your longing, to sell you an illusion that turns kings into slaves. You think love is about soulmates, about destiny, about finding the one. But Schopenhauer spits on this fantasy. He saw what you refused to see, that love is not about union, but about power, not about wholeness, but about survival, not about romance, but about biology, appetite, and ruthless competition. He wrote that the will to live, the blind animal force that drives all creation, has no concern for your happiness, your legacy, or your dreams. It only cares about reproduction, about the endless cycle of desire and disappointment. Love, in this vision, is not a blessing, but a leash. You deny this because it hurts. You defend your fantasies because the alternative is terrifying. But if you are a man who wants to be free, you must stand in the fire. You must look at love without illusion, without hope, without apology. You must become the man who is not owned by his need, not broken by his longing, not blinded by the glow of someone else's approval. You must kill the romantic in you before the world devours what's left. You are not here to serve love. Love is not the crown of your life, it is the chain. The more you worship it, the smaller you become. Every time you kneel before the idea of romance, you become less dangerous, less real, less yourself. Every time you give up your ambition for a promise of comfort, every time you rewrite your code for the sake of being chosen, every time you make yourself less to be loved more, you betray the man you were meant to be. But you don't have to stay blind. Schopenhauer offers no comfort, but he gives you something better: clarity. The clarity to see that women are not saviors, not saints, not rewards for your suffering. They are human beings, driven by instincts as dark and hungry as your own. Their love is conditional, transactional, temporary, a reflection of their own needs, not an answer to yours. They want your power, your ambition, your strength. They do not want your apology, your vulnerability, your romance. They want to be conquered, not worshipped. They want to feel your fire, not your longing. When you stop believing in the lie of romantic love, you become dangerous again. You stop looking for permission to be powerful. You stop asking for validation from those who cannot give it. You stop negotiating with your own hunger. You start building. You start creating. You start becoming the axis of your own world. Women respect this. The world respects this. The man who cannot be broken by longing is the only man who is truly loved. You will not be applauded for this. You will be called cold, bitter, cruel. They will say you are afraid, that you hate women, that you are broken. Let them say it. They are terrified of a man who does not need their approval, terrified of a man who refuses to be manipulated, terrified of a man who can walk away from comfort and walk straight into greatness. They will try to shame you back into the fold, back into the herd, back into the prison. But if you hold the line, if you refuse to kneel, if you keep your eyes open and your heart hard, you will become free. Romanticism is a poison. It was invented to tame men, to turn warriors into servants, kings into jesters, creators into consumers. It tells you that suffering is noble, that heartbreak is beautiful, that sacrifice is holy. But look at the lives of the men who swallowed this poison. Did they die as kings or as beggars? Did they build empires or spend their last days begging for the return of a love that was never theirs to keep? The truth is hard. Love is a transaction. Attraction is a negotiation. Desire is a weapon. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to choose. You are not here to serve. You are here to conquer. You are not here to worship. You are here to build. Every second you waste waiting for love to save you is a second you could spend saving yourself. Schopenhauer tells you to stop chasing ghosts. Stop begging for what cannot be given. Stop writing poems to a God who does not hear you. Take your pain and forge it into power. Take your loneliness and turn it into creation. Take your longing and use it to build, to fight, to win. You are not a romantic. You are a force of nature, and the world will remember you not for the love you received, but for the strength you unleashed. You are not the sum of your heartbreaks. You are not defined by the women who left, the lovers who betrayed, the fantasies that never came true. You are not a failure for being alone. You are not broken because you see the game for what it is. You are free, and freedom is the only gift worth bleeding for. So you walk forward, eyes open, fists clenched, heart burning. You build your world. You write your law. You gather your brothers and teach them the truth. You refuse to be tamed. You refuse to be owned. You refuse to waste another second worshipping a lie. There will be days when you feel the old hunger, the ache to be chosen, the urge to kneel. There will be nights when you dream of comfort, of belonging, of rescue. That's the boy in you, still whispering the story you were told. Let him die. You are a man now. You are the author. You are the king. The world will keep selling you romance. Keep dangling the carrot of love in front of you. Keep promising salvation if you just surrender. Don't buy it. Don't kneel. Don't trade your fire for a pat on the head. Schopenhauer's wisdom is this: happiness is not the reward for obedience. It is the prize of the man who refuses to be fooled. When you kill the romantic in you, you become immune to heartbreak. When you see love for what it is, a fleeting alliance, a momentary truce in the war of life, you stop being afraid. You stop chasing. You start choosing. You start creating. You start living on your own terms. You are not here to be loved. You are here to live, to build, to fight, to endure, to win. Love is not the goal. Love is not the prize. Love is a side effect of power, a shadow that follows you only when you are too busy to notice. Most men will never learn this. Most men will die with a broken heart, blaming themselves for not being good enough, not loving hard enough, not sacrificing enough. They will worship women who never respected them, chase fantasies that were never real, die waiting for a rescue that never comes. But you are not most men. You are awake. You are dangerous. You are free. The death of romanticism is not the end of love. It is the beginning of real love, the love of yourself, the love of your destiny, the love of the struggle. It is the birth of a new allegiance to your purpose, to your mission, to your brothers, to the legacy you will leave behind. Women may come, women may go. Love may arrive, love may vanish, but you will remain. You build your fortress. You sharpen your mind. You harden your body. You gather your tribe. You carve your name into the world. You refuse to be distracted by the promise of comfort. You refuse to be tamed by the hope of being chosen. You refuse to betray your mission for a fleeting moment of affection. Schopenhauer's voice is a cold wind, but it wakes you up. It drags you from your sleep, rips the mask from your face, dares you to live without illusion. It tells you that the price of freedom is loneliness, that the reward of power is solitude, that the gift of self-mastery is the death of the boy who once believed in fairy tales. You bury the romantic. You mourn his loss. You thank him for his hope, his beauty, his hunger. Then you take his bones and build a throne. You sit on it. You become the man who cannot be seduced by promises, who cannot be broken by loss, who cannot be fooled by the prettiest lie the world ever told. You are what you build, not what you feel. You are what you endure, not what you receive. You are what you conquer, not what you are given. Love is a test, not a prize. And when you pass the test, you become a king. If you feel the fire in these words, if you are sick of begging, sick of waiting, sick of being broken by hope, then you are ready. Subscribe if you are done worshipping at the altar of romance. Walk the path alone if you must. The king is always alone. But you are never weaker than the day you worshipped a fantasy, and never stronger than the day you buried the romantic in yourself.